Hey guys, welcome to oh god, this isn't done right. Okay, now that I've sorted that last bit, welcome to this new series. It's What If Deku Had Bakugo's quirk. I promise I will touch on the later series. It's just I wanted to give something new. I've been on holiday, I've just got off, so rather than watching all the others and catching up and all that, I thought why not just start something new and catch up on the later ones when I'm more in a mood where I don't want to watch them and, learn everything and go from there. So where are we going to start? We'll start with, letting down the ground rules. So, Bakugo, he clearly doesn't have his quirk. It doesn't mean he's quirkless. I'll touch on him later, but he doesn't have the quirk that he has, because Deku now has it, okay? And number 20, Deku's a mutant quirk, so they don't actually notice that. Right, let me say that again because I was moving my chair. Deku has a mutant quirk, so that basically means his quirk is nothing like his parents' quirk, as far as we know. Nudge. But he does not know about his quirk because he's got a mutant quirk. He still has the same toe injury, kinda, but it's dead complicated. Basically, he doesn't know he has a quirk, yet he has a quirk, but they don't notice it because he's got a mutant quirk. So he's like, oh, what do I do? So he still thinks he's quirkless. Basically, figures out he's got a quirk later on in the series, but we'll touch up on that when we get to that. Bakugo. He is this warping quirk, but it's right. So you've seen Umbrella Academy on Netflix. It's a fantastic series. I'm on episode 1, so that's why I'm probably incorporating this. I'll probably retcon it later, but he's mild super strength. That he's like a little bit stronger than a human, but within a couple of punches, he will beat a normal human in a fist fight. He will beat a normal peak human in a fist fight as a UA student, but he's not overly powered. His real overpowered quirk is the fact that he can teleport within 6 foot of himself. So he can teleport 5 times in a row. So he could actually teleport 6 times 5. Do the math. 30 foot. But of course that drains him and he's got a minute to get back his powers. But basically what it means, he can teleport within space. Whether that power grows, it's completely new power added in. So basically you can teleport and then use his mild super strength to punch somebody. It's quite an overpowered power if you think about it, because he's a close-up hero. He'll take out any long-range hero. Anyway, let's get into the series. So Deku, he's still powerless. He still gets bullied by Bakugo because he's got, personally, I think he's a more powerful quirk than he did at the in canon, because his quirk that he uses in canon is pretty powerful, but nothing beats super strength and being able to teleport right in front of them. And I also forgot to do this at the beginning of the video, so why not do it now? Like, subscribe, and also comment and share the video. It helps me out a ton. I'm going to keep this brief. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That wasn't 5 seconds, but sure. I'm really passionate about this one. I'm excited to get into it. So, basically, Bakugo's he's still a jerk, to say the least. Still bullies Deku. Deku gets caught by the monster, but where the difference is, the monster sees the power within him. He's scared, so he's firing off explosions that he never knew he had, and he still doesn't know he has, because he's kind of doing this full up, pumped up with adrenaline, not really paying attention, on the verge of death, and he's basically shooting off explosions all over the place, not realising he's shooting off explosions. The reason I'm doing this is because I kind of want him to keep that quirkiness that Deku keeps. I don't want him to be stubborn like Bakugo. I'm trying to change up the series here, and I thought oh, why not make things more complicated by giving two people different powers and canon? Anyway, so Deku's shooting off explosions everywhere. All Might comes in. He sees how this. He's like, wow, this dude's actually pretty powerful. Of course, he's not as powerful as Deku in canon, Bakugo in canon. Deku, because he hasn't had time to use his powers. Like, he's got like he's still got pretty good explosions, but his hands are starting to hurt because he's overworking the explosions. But they're starting to not like ache, so he could still hold on to something for ages. Later, and we'll you'll find out why I'm keeping that. But he's starting to feel like he can't use his quirk anymore because he feels like it's damaging his arms. So basically, he's like, "Ow, what do I do?" So he stops because he's worn out, and then All Might comes in, punches away the sludge monster straight away. Sludge monster gets thrown so many feet into the air, but no, he gets captured in a bottle. Deku falls asleep from exhaustion because he's overused his quirk way too much for the first time using his quirk. And basically, they all go the same. Deku holds on to All Might's arm, but I thought, why not? Deku uses the explode. Well, no, Deku just holds on to All Might's arm. All Might jumps away, takes Deku with him and lands. Deku's like, can I be a hero even though I'm quirkless? And All Might's like, you're not quirkless, son, but you still can't be a hero. Your quirk isn't strong enough. There's people always stronger than you, and you will be defeated and killed. And then he says this under his breath, even I may be killed. And Deku overhears it, and he's like, you can never be killed. You're number one. You know, all the cringy stuff. You know how cringe Deku can be. I don't know why I'm saying cringe. I'm making a video about this, and I made multiple. So anyway, Deku's like, yeah, you can't be killed. You're All Might. And then All Might's like, dead hopeless, and pops into a small Might form, and Deku's like, oh my god, are you okay? Do you need help? What's wrong with you? There's an imposter. And All Might's like, no, it's just me. I'm just ill at this point. And Deku's like, oh okay. And they hear the explosion, of course, because Deku still held on to his leg, and the monster got loose, and now Bakugo is stuck in there. But Bakugo uses his super strength to teleport away. He tries to punch it, but it goes it goes wrong, basically. The pro heroes tell him to run away, and Bakugo does. So he runs away, basically, and the pro hero, the one that tried to punch it, because he has strength, I can't remember his name, it's kind of irrelevant, but he actually gets trapped. So a pro hero gets trapped, which isn't connected to Deku, but Bakugo's there, and he's basically feeling the guilt. And Bakugo meets up with Deku, and even though Bakugo's there, Deku sees that something's wrong, and this is where you truly see his power. Even though Deku's not his friend, even though Deku sees not his friend in there, he still runs in because he realizes no one's there to help. Throws in his bag, starts scraping like he did, and All Might comes and punches away the monster, and follows. Well, basically everything goes as it happens, but instead of saying oh, you helped your friend, he was like, you helped a pro hero, you were so much stronger, I was wrong, I wasn't living up to my ideals, you can become a pro hero, in fact you're already better than most of them there, but I feel like you need a boost. You need your quirk to be boosted. Here, have my quirk. Well, no, basically it's like, I'm going to train you, then I'm going to give you quirk. Give you my quirk. If you accept, I will train you to be the number one. We can grow together, Deku. You're already a hero. And then Deku's like, oh yeah, I'll take your power. I'm sorry if this is sounding really misjointed. I'm not doing the best. So this is where the 10-month training regimen comes in. So the first, let's say, 7 months go the same. This is when Deku and All Might have the talk about Deku's quirk. All Might's like, what quirk do you have? And Deku's like, I don't have a quirk, I'm quirkless. And All Might's like, yeah, you have a quirk. We need to figure that one out. So the first month is basically training. No, this is like the 7th to 8th. Yeah, the 7th to 8th month. He's a week. Is it week? Yeah, week. He's training to do basically activate his quirk by will. He learns that within a month to be able to activate his quirk fully without like emotional powers within a month, yeah? Then he learns like techniques and power. Well, no techniques for the next 2 months. So he learns to fly with his quirk. Well, fly, you know what I mean, like use the blasts. He learns to have stronger blast. He learns to how to use his blasts in combat, like how Bakugo uses it to jump around Deku and then hit him from behind and all that, and use his power. He basically learns how to use his quirk, and yeah. And then it's final day of the exam. All Might's like, here, have my quirk, and he's running to the examination. So he gets to the examination point, but he's not actually used one for all yet. Sorry, I was just taking a quick drink there. So he uses he still trips over because he's still the same Deku, basically. He knows everything about Bakugo. Bakugo still has the same fighting techniques, except he gets right up in your face and then does it, and he's like more of a surprise hero. Like he was a surprise hero from before, but you could see his explosions coming from a mile away. Now, if Deku tried to avoid Bakugo's attacks, in the canon from... I'll get into that later. But basically, Bakugo, his evasiveness is more powerful. You'll be able to see that in the exam. So I'll explain Bakugo's exam first. So basically, he teleports around punching people, and it takes him longer to destroy the robots, but not as much time to get to the robots. And he still has the same determination and concentration. So Bakugo, Bakugo passes flying colours. He's the top of the exam. Let's go for Deku. Deku was there like, He was basically nervous. He mumbled. He got called out for mumbling. Then he got into the exam. He didn't know what he was doing. He was like, oh my god, everybody's fighting. Oh my god, the quirks are so powerful. But he actually chips off like 4 or 5 of them, because he gets over his nervousness and then realises, oh, I'm powerful too. And he uses his quirk to fly around, start explosion and robots, but he doesn't have the confidence yet, which really lets him down, because he doesn't believe that he can take out any of the robots. So he just starts picking off a few of the robots, which are just being left behind. He's slow. He's not doing very well. He wouldn't pass. He's not quite that good of a UA student. He's basically just hiding everywhere because he's like, I'm not powerful enough to do this. But then a tracker gets stuck, and he sees what he's got to do. So he jumps up in the air using one for all, and then goes one for all AP blast. And this is basically where blue energy starts like surrounding him. But instead of punching, puts his hand out, and an explosion, like the size of a meteor, comes crashing down on the robot. And even though it's not impacted yet, there's like an inch separate. The robot starts melting, and this explosion just goes completely through the robot, and starts pixelating it, a bit like how you can see it in the second movie of My Hero Academia. It basically just smashes it out of existence, and chips out some of the surrounding buildings, and also takes out, and then it leaves like a crater. Well, no, it gets through the robot, and then the power like kind of disperses. Wait, no, it's 100% one for all. The power leaves like a crater in the training ground, and everybody's like, oh my god, his power is unbelievable. And Deku's like, my power is unbelievable, but then he feels the pain. It's like basically it's like he's broken his arm, though the visible effects aren't there. It's kind of like no, his arm's completely broken because the blaster's completely shattered his arm. It's shattered it like, oh, well no, it's just cracked his bones in a few places, and the recovery girl comes and fixes it straight away, a bit like how Ochako saves him from falling, because he's there with no legs since he jumped up there. This is when All Might's like, wow, you're pretty powerful, mate. You got through, of course. He gets into UA because he defeated the hero, got a bunch of hero points, and All Might's like, man, you need a little more training when it comes to that power. So, yeah, I'm going to train you. And how does he train him, you may ask? Basically, he trains him by using maximum explosions to push his quirk and his durability using his quirk to the limit. And he also, well, yeah, that's about it. So, Deku's training his quirk up by himself after the advice All Might gave him. And this is where he starts his first day of UA, because he's just been accepted to UA, of course. So he accepts UA, he's like, oh my god, I really hope nobody's in my class, but of course all the people he hates in his class, including Bakugo, who's as arrogant as possible because he thought Deku was still quirkless. Turns out he's not quirkless, which annoys Bakugo. But anyway, Deku now has able control over Canon Bakugo's powers at this point, but he has no control over One for All. So he passes the test with flying colours, and Mineta would be kicked out, but I know I say this literally every time I do this. The tests go all fine. Mineta's last. Instead of him being kicked out, Aizawa thinks in his head, this Mineta's pretty close to me. He's got a catcher quirk. I remember being useless at the start, but then I remember I trained and I learned to capture people, and Aizawa kind of takes him on as like a disciple at the beginning, but this slowly just turns into him teaching him how to use powers and all that. But Aizawa's plan is to make Mineta a really good capture hero. You can see Deku and Bakugo's rivalry pushing them to their limits as well, because it already did. Because Bakugo, basically what he did, he used his power. Well, I should explain Bakugo's power some more real quick. His powers, like, he can use his power more depending on the mass of the object. So he could teleport himself 6 foot, but he could teleport a ball like 700, 800 meters, which are, well, basically, let's go for continuity or whatever you want to call it. You can teleport the ball, the small ball, as far as he throws the ball in the cannon. As for Deku, he can use Bakugo's explosion to throw it as far as the ball in cannon. and basically they get the draw, which just like rivalry even more, you know, because like they clash against each other and all. And yeah, I'm sorry if I've not made much sense, but after this I will be doing part 2, which is like Aizawa and all that. Aizawa's training arc. Thanks for watching so far. I know this has been quite a long video. I hope you stay to watch some more. But see you soon. Goodbye. I'm sorry if I didn't make sense, but I will be doing this a lot more. I'll be fleshing out and retconning things and, you know, all the usual stuff everybody does, and basically trying to develop this series because I'm feeling quite passionate about it, hence why this video has gone on for quite a while. Anyway, I'm going to stop my rambling. Like, subscribe, share the video, hit the icon, comment, and thanks for watching. You've been fantastic. Goodbye.